episode of Survivorboy. I'm Survivorboy, and you're joining us here in Pocono, Connecticut. We're back in my home turf ground here, and there's nothing around us. I'm all by myself. 355 miles of woods, streams, rusted cars, and survival. You're watching it here on Survivorboy. Here I come. You and I, we are going through the woods. It is just like I thought. Connecticut at its finest. Rough, hard, dense, insect-ridden woods. Fortunately for me, it's a beautiful day out. And it's not hot. It's about maybe 70 degrees with no clouds in the sky, which is wonderful. This would make an excellent shelter, but I need to find something more around a source of both water and food. So I'm going to continue on and make my way. Here we are, me and you, together on the survival. I found this excellent shelter. Now one would say that this isn't a shelter because it's open at the top. Well, fortunately for me here in Connecticut, the time of the weather permits because it's going to be sunny for at least another 9 hours. Now, that will warm the surface of this rock, and based on the air temperature and the dew condensation on the leaves, it will not rain tonight or tomorrow morning. So I will be out in the open. Now that means a couple of things. One, again, we have to deal with the mungface in Connecticut, the world's most poisonous animal. The mungface loves to heat itself on the rocks that have been warmed during the day. Case in point, exactly where I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over here. I laid my stuff down back over there just to keep it away because there is a little bit of food in there. And I do have to worry about the Kodiak mongoose bear up here again. So I'm gonna rest up here, get my breath, get my body back to good hiking condition, and then I'm going to prepare myself for the evening. Okay. All right. Fortunately, I received again all of my climbing skills from Brandon Ortega. He is an excellent woodsman. A lot of Blackfoot blood in him. He is an excellent climber. Now, I do have to keep my eye, because if I do come across a copperhead mongoose or a lungface, I'm in a lot of trouble. So I'm going to move downward. Be the descending ogre of the mountains coming to the village. Ooh, this is quite the steep interface. All right. I'm gonna move inwards towards the downslope. I got some good rest, and I'm going to find a place to get some water, find a place to get some food. Join me. Oh yeah, Michaela Cat. There's a lot of ants here in Connecticut, and they seem to find my way up my body, climbing my arms and finding some place to be, which isn't something out that way. Not sure what was out that way, but again, there's a lot of white-tipped elder deer out here, so that is always a possibility. This path that I'm on is well constructed. I think it's an animal trail based on how thin it is. I'm definitely not here by myself. All right, so it's time to get super cautious. It's time to get really, really cautious. I have to bring in my old survival instincts. Okay, all right, that was something. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm still staying cautiously optimistic. cautiously pessimistic because, okay, all right, now I know what's going on. Out here in the woods of Connecticut, there are, oh dear, there are Sasquatch and, oh dear, okay. Okay, that's not a Sasquatch. Sasquatch are far too common. That's definitely a Wendigo Optimachu. Those guys are 9 feet tall. Very, very dangerous. So the best thing to do is hold your breath for 30 seconds because they can smell the carbon dioxide and they can see body heat. You know how a thermal imaging camera sees? That's exactly how their sight is. So they could see my body temperature, which is a lot warmer than the surrounding air. But it's strange, they shouldn't be out here in the summer right now. It's too warm. I don't see it anymore either. I don't see it. So I've made it to the shoreline. As you can see, I've made it to the shoreline, and there's lots of fresh, clean, very clean water that I can fill my belly up with, and I can camp here on the beach. The only problem I'm having is, if you look down here with me, these prints right here and here, those are the prints of the swamp fox. One would think, an untrained eye would think, oh, these are just simply deer. I'm in not any danger at all. However, you'd be wrong and probably dead within a few hours because the swamp fox has hooves. It's exactly like a type of satyr, and it does ingest meat. Okay, so that was either a very large fish or the swamp fox actually throwing rocks, which it does do first. Now, I'm safe. I'm perfectly safe. I don't want to alarm any of you. I have training to fight this animal. I can fight it off, not without injury, but to anyone else who wants to come out to here to Connecticut, it is a dangerous animal, and you should be wary. But at least there's food and water out here. So I'm in between a rock and a hard place. I either can stay here and endanger myself with the swamp fox, or I can stay here and survive because there's water and, as you just saw, some food. So I think I'm going to risk it and I'm going to stay here. As dangerous as it might be. We shall see. Continuing along the path now. Most scientists, geologists, botanists, and those who study animals would recommend you going away from the satyr tracks. They're incorrect. They don't have the real nitty-gritty, in the field work. They're just mostly lab coats and scientists hypothesizing and guessing at what I really do. The best thing to do is actually follow them, because he will keep away from you. Unlike most animals, this creature does not feel super threatened. Instead, it's actually, the best way to describe it is, those frogs or lizards that inflate themselves to make themselves appear bigger than they really are? That's exactly what this thing does. It essentially fluffs itself up and throws rocks and uses its immense size to, make it seem like it's bigger than it actually is. But this is actually the best way, is to just follow it. So I'm going to continue along this beach and follow it. All right, I am deep, like heart prime star territory of the Poconos. Some scientists would call this Satyrton. It's this is prime territory right here. That's how I know. Right here, I have 2 telltale signs in front of me. This is a satyr mound. This is generally used as territory markers, as well as these pine needles all over the place. The satyrs will shake off the pine leaves so that they hit the ground for bedding. All these balls you see right here are, well, they are pine cones, but they're gripped by the massive hands of the satyr and used to scratch under their thick layers of fur. So some of this is satyr fur, some of this is pine cone. So, oh man, you and I are in some serious trouble. I've got to watch where I'm going. I've got to stop recording.
Next time on Survivorboy.
Just to give you a view of the inside of where we are, me and you. This is where we came up, me and you. And this is the tremendous view we have here of these rock chasms.